Now, for this first demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to use the stamps, we're going to use the dies together, as well as the few individual elements. So I've just taken a piece of the white stamping card. So let's just bring in our stamping mat as well as our stamping platform. Now, I'm going to be using our tri-blend pens, so we're going to need our alcohol-proof Noir Black. This is from Finesse. And then, of course, we need to bring in our stamp set. So you can see with the stamp set, you've got all the different flowers and foliage and bees and designs for you to choose from. So all that I'm just going to do is I'm going to pick out 3 of them. So let's take that one, and let's take that one, and then let's also take the middle one just there, and we'll also take just a couple of the foliage leaves. So let's take that one just there. So what we're just going to do now is let's just pop them to the side, and then I'm going to start with this main one, this larger one, and that's then just going to stamp just into the middle of our cardstock. So just like you would do usually, just give that a good stamp, and then all that we're just going to do is no specific way. You could be very random, just going to pop that just within the middle. We're going to press and remove that, and then straight away look how crisp and clean that stamped image is. So what we can do is pop that one to the side, and then we're going to bring in our next one. And then what we're just going to do is layer up that colour as well. So we're just then going to pop that one to the side, not quite overlapping, but we're just going to have it just to the side and no more. Press, and then we've got our nice flower design just there. Then what we're going to do is take the third one. Now, yes, I'm using 3 individual flower heads. You can use the same one if you want, or maybe just use one of one design, 2 of the other. It's entirely up to yourself. So I'm just going to just turn that around just at a bit of an angle. So we've kind of got our 3 flower designs just there. Then all that I'm just going to do is bring in my leaves, and let's just stamp that as well. So let's just bring that just out between the last 2, and we're going to press, and then once again we'll do one more, and then we are just going to pop that one just within the corner. Now notice none of these are overlapping. They can do if you want to do any of your different layering techniques, you can do. But now that we have got that all layered up, all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring in just a piece of cardstock underneath, and then I'm going to bring in just a couple of our tri-blend pens. So for this one, I'm using our Dull Green and our Coral Blend. So what I'm not necessarily going to do is do any of the shading that you may be familiar with. I just want to get some nice selection of colour down. So I'm just going to circular motions. I'm just going to lay that colour down, and I'm just going to go over the top. With the tri-blend pens, you can do the 3 shade blending if you want. However, you can just use them as a 1 colour tone blend like we are doing just here. So I'm just laying down just that colour, just to get it over the top. If you've got our Classiques, maybe our Illustrator pens, maybe our Sparkle pens, anything like that you can be using, or just leave it black and white. It's entirely up to yourself. So then I'm going to go to the mid-tone, and I'm just going to add some of that mid in with this one just here. So let's just colour that centre just there, and then I'm going to go back to the light. So for this one, I'm not necessarily using the darker shade. I'm just using the light as well as the mid. And then what you can do if you want is you can then go and add a lot more detail within all of the different definition lines. So once again, all that I'm just going to do is just lay down that colour. So we're going to get that all nice and even just with the lightest tone. And this is a good way to show how that you can get that colour direct. You can get that full on colour just using the 1 shade, possibly even 2 like I've been doing. So again, we've laid down that light colour. We're then just going to go into the middle there, just with the mid, and then we are just going to just add that colour down. Back to the light, and then we're just going to blend that 2 together. So what I could then do afterwards, when you have a bit more time, you can then go into all of these different definition lines, and then we'll just go to this last one just here, colour all of this in. So I've gone from the same tone throughout when it comes to the colours, but imagine colouring them in poppy style. So if you want to do your reds and your blacks, for November time or December time, or go all spring, summer, maybe you want to do a bit of winter time, bring in your blues and your sky blues to make it look a bit like frost. That would look quite stunning as well. So once again, we've done the light, we've done the mid, and then what we're just going to do is just blend out that mid into the light, and then you're just getting that bit of shadowing just within the middle of each flower. And then let's just bring in our green, which is the dull green. And then once again, all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to lay that colour down. When it comes to these leaves, I'm not going to do any additional blending or shading. I'm just using the light tone just to get that colour down. And again, it just goes to show how you can do really nice, quick cards, stunning cards, but just with one colour tone. So then let's just finish this bit off just there. And then that at least gives you the basis of our base where it comes to our card. So if I show you that one just a bit close up that you can see there. And then what we're just going to do is, if we move all of that out of the way, let's bring in our alphabet dies. So this is where you can start to create your own words, maybe your name, special occasion, anything like that. So all that I'm now going to do is I'm just going to take the words to spell smile. So let's take the S, we'll take the M, we also need the I, we need the L, and then we also need the E. So if we then just start to layer that over the top. Now I'm going to keep it quite straight. However, what you can do is maybe do them at different angles. You know, you can do them at a jaunty angle or you can do it diagonal. It's entirely up to yourself. But then I'm just going to take my low tack tape. So if we take this one in, and I'm just using just a wee bit of tape because I don't obviously want to tear any of the cardstock afterwards. So I'm just going to tape these down. Do them individually if you feel more comfortable doing them individually, or if you've got them nice and secure with your tape, then you'll be absolutely fine. So we're just overlaying that one there and then there. And then what I'm just going to do is finish that one there. Now we're going to bring in our Gemini plates. So it is still our wafer thin dies when it comes to the alphabet. So it is our base cutting plate, it's our plastic shim, magnetic shim, and then our top cutting plate. That's just going to go through the Gemini. Now of course, it will go through the Gemini, no bother at all. Depending on the card size, it's going to go through your Gemini Junior, no problem at all. And if you like to make maybe smaller cards or maybe name placements, because you can do that with the alphabet, they're going to even go through your Gemini Mini and your Go as well. So here we go. So if we then just start to take out the die cut words, so we've got the S, we have got the M, we've got the I, we've got the L, and then if I just bring in my pokey tool, and we'll finish that off by just popping out the E, which is there. Now carefully, just taking away our letters, and then all that we're just going to do now, peeling that one off, there, and then there. So set that one to the side because we're going to need all these components. And then I'm just going to bring in just a bit of black card. And then once again, all I'm going to do is just die cut the letters once again to spell smile. Now doing this sort of style, this is great for any of your bit box or your scrap box. I'm using the black to really enhance the word smile as well as the letters, but it gives you that eclipse effect. So we're going to bring that one through and we're going to layer them up. I've already got a few layered up, but I will show you how to do one of them. So then let's remove all these out the way. So again, we're just going to poke out the words smile. So then that will give us our letters. So if we just take that one out the way, so we've got them now in black. So then if we move that one out the way, and then what we're just going to do is bringing in the S as well as all the other letters, we're just going to start to layer them up. So I've got a few that I've already started, so that's what we've just done. So then if I bring in the ones that I've already done, and we'll show you that. So I've got my I, L and E. So all that I need to do now is take the S and the M, and we're just going to use a bit of low tack tape to hold some of these down when it comes to popping them back in. We'll show you that in a second, but we're just going to use our tacky glue just to hold these into place. So if we then just start to just add our bit of glue just there, and then we're going to create a bit of a shadow effect. So we're just going to offset it ever so slightly. So we've got that one just into there. So if I bring this around, maybe a bit close up, just so that you can kind of see the gist of what I mean. So we've got our die cut sentiment word coming together, but you can see that we've got that bit of a black shadow on the background. So if we just do that just with the M as well. So let's just finish that one off, and then you can see that we can just go to press that into place. Then we've got our die cut word smile. We've got the black shadow on the background, and this one here actually came from one that I'd done earlier on, so we can just see the smile underneath my hand coming through. So let's just move these parts out the way for now. We'll start to assemble the one that I'd already done. So using the card blank that comes within the actual box as well, and just using some of the pattern papers. Move that to the side, bringing in our tape runner. So we're just going to layer all of these up. So that's just going to go into place. So if we then bring our pattern paper into there, that's just going to sit like that. And then once again, another layer over the back. And then all that we're going to do is bring in our die cut word smile, using our tape runner. That's also going to go into place. So we'll just go all the way around. You will add a bit more adhesive than I am. So we're just going to pop that one over the top. So you can start to see that lilac smile just starting to come through when it comes to that design. If I bring that just a bit close up for you to see. So you could leave it like that if you wanted to. However, what we're going to do is if we then bring back our die cut words where we've just done a bit of the shadowing, we're just going to add just a bit of our tacky glue back into the die cut words. So we're just going to add that in. Just like that, very, very easily and simply. And then we'll just take the words, we're going to slot them back in. And because you've got that black shadow layer on the background, that really is going to make the word pop. So we'll just press that into place, working our way along, just as we are doing right now, using our tacky glue. And we're just going to finish off this last letter. And then this will give us our word smile. It gives us our shadow effect, our 3D effect, but more importantly, it gives us our eclipse effect when it comes to the sentiment stamps as well as the dies.